What is the use of this thing I found in Germany? I guess it's for burning something, but I'm not sure. It seems made out of brass, about 60 centimeters long, and the top seems to be exchangeable. I guess you put alcohol or oil for the flame to heat the top. I would like to know when this tool was used, because I don't think they still use it today. Any ideas? It's a 1920s branding iron, used to burn a mark, or brand, onto an object, typically livestock like cattle or horses, to indicate ownership. The tool has a distinctive design or logo at one end, which is heated and then pressed onto the animal's skin to create a permanent scar. These can also be used for marking wood, leather, and even food items like steaks. What is this cast iron mechanism on a timber base, found at a garage sale in Australia? One was found on eBay a long while back, but they also didn't know what it was. The bucket might not be original. It looks like it had feet once. If anyone has info on this, please share. It's a starret hasher. It's basically a food processor, back in the day before motors, and sold for $5. It was patented as a meat cutter on May 23, 1865 by Leroy S. Starrett of Newburyport, Massachusetts. They came in a bunch of different sizes and variations, and a couple of years after this, he repatented again as a washing machine. Basically, it's a handle that goes through to a gear train that drives a flywheel, that moves the walking beam up and down and chops whatever you put in there. What is this old metal thingy found in the crawl space of an old house? About 4 by 4 inches, and it looks like it had a spring and a little wind-up key at the top. I have no clue what it would have been, and I'm very curious to learn what this thing is. Any ideas? It's the drive mechanism of a Mortimer Snerd wind-up toy car, made by Louis Marks and Company Incorporated in New York, New York, from about 1939. It's a whimsical toy that captures the essence of childhood play during that era. It incorporates the figure of Mortimer Snerd, a popular character created by a ventriloquist Edgar Bergen. When wound up, the car moves in a quirky, unpredictable manner, adding to its playful charm. What is this boat? About 10 feet tall, it appears to have an impeller in the front. The bow is spiked, and it was found at a sawmill beside a river near Vancouver. It's yellow. It appears to be made of steel, and has some sort of identification number on its side. Any ideas? It's called a boom boat or sidewinders. A tiny tugboat used to push big logs around in the water. We use them on the longshore to assist in the loading of logs from booms onto ships. They bring in the booms alongside the ship, and the rest is done by boom rats who hook the bundles of logs up to the crane, which then lifts them into the hold of the ship. There's one on a truck in the opening scene of Rambo: First Blood. What is this large spherical object? This is in a local railway museum, and they don't know what it is. It is approximately 160 centimeters in diameter and hollow. I could probably stand inside it if I could get in. There's a small door on the side that was stuck, and I couldn't open it. Through the crack I could see it was painted white inside and the opening at the top. There's a manufacturer's plaque with the text Arthur Pfeiffer Wetzlar and a serial number, a company that today makes vacuum-related devices. I contacted the company but received no answer. There's a manufacturer's representative plaque for Lutz Ferrando and Seiya. A century ago, a local distributor of scientific equipment. Today they only sell eyeglasses, and they don't know anything about this. We'd all love to know what it is, and how could it be related to railways. Thanks. It's an integrating sphere, also known as an Ulbricht sphere. It was invented by German engineer Richard Ulbricht in 1894. He developed it to measure the amount of light produced by electric lamps. Ulbricht was commissioned to construct a 3-phase power station and became involved with the illumination of the train stations in Dresden. While working on photometric investigations for the train stations, Ulbricht utilized multiple reflections of light and developed the integrating sphere as a result. The integrating sphere is a hollow spherical chamber with a matte high reflectance coating on its inner surface. Light entering the sphere through an input port undergoes multiple reflections, resulting in an equalized radiance across the sphere's surface. A photodetector or spectrometer mounted on the sphere wall can then receive a known proportion of the total light, enabling accurate measurements. What is this old kitchen device with rotating parts? About 14 centimeters long, or 5.5 inches. It's part of a museum collection, and we need help to identify it. Can you please help us identify what this thing is? It's a nut brown biscuit and pastry cutter, made in England by Nut Brown Products in the 1950s. Simply roll it over along a sheet of dough to cut out mince pies, biscuits, tarts, etc. What is this thing I pulled from a skip? Mainly made from brass. I think it has something to do with regulating gas, but I'm not sure. Any idea what it is for? It's the Limelight, a very bright gas lamp invented in 1825 and widely used for magic lantern illumination and theatrical lighting until about 1900. It consists of a block of lime heated in an oxyhydrogen flame. The two gases, oxygen and hydrogen, are fed in from outside by a pipeline system with valves. The flame from the nozzle heats the cylindrical lime block, which thereupon glows white hot. What is this four-pronged metal piece that comes to a point, found in an old toolbox? The black is plastic and slides up and down a bit. We thought it might be for prying something open. Many thanks for considering my request. It's a battery post and terminal cleaner. It was patented on March 13, 1984 by James L. Poole of Clarinda, Iowa. It is comprised of two longitudinal blade members, each having an outside scraping surface on one end and an inside scraping surface at the opposite end. The blade members are housed in a body member in which they slide in unison to adjust the spacing of the ends of the blade members to accommodate variously sized terminal openings and posts. What is this leather and canvas cylinder? About 30 centimeters tall and 10 centimeters in diameter. It was found whilst clearing a house that was owned by a naval family. It also has a carrying handle, and some sort of looks like some kind of cover maybe. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.